So this just happened a few minutes ago, and it was a long time in the waiting. Many fans were wondering where Nike has been with any Caitlin Clark merchandise whatsoever. And now, for the moment, many people have been waiting for. Caitlin Clark has dropped her signature logo for her product line.
And here's what you got, folks. The CC, as it unveiled, and Nike showed us, it showed us that they're prepared to pursue the $1 billion.
Right now, the buzz around Caitlin Clark's new Nike logo shirt is completely unreal. Reports of massive demand and record-breaking sales have basketball fans talking absolutely everywhere. Did this launch actually hit the unbelievable numbers people are talking about? And why is everyone calling it one of the biggest moments in Nike history? Let's look at what really happened. The Nike website just crashed. The cause? Caitlin Clark. This night goes down in history as the moment Nike servers simply couldn't handle her massive star power. Midnight, the navy and yellow logo tee goes live. Complete chaos. Nobody was prepared for what came next. If you are enjoying this story, hit that like button and subscribe. Believe it or not, more than 90% of our viewers haven't actually subscribed yet. It is free. Takes just a second, but it means the world to us. Have you subscribed yet? Awesome. Thanks for the support. Now back to the madness. The shirt was there, then it wasn't. Resellers flipped them for thousands of dollars in just minutes. We saw full-blown website meltdowns, bots completely crushing the system, and sales that made legendary Jordan drops look tiny. This is how a simple $40 tee became the most wanted item in sports merchandise history, and why top Nike executives are already calling it the single biggest launch they have ever seen.
You're live on WNIK, and as usual, we're talking about Caitlin.
Millions of fans' cards ready staring at their screens waiting for the midnight drop. The moment Caitlin Clark's logo went live, Nike servers choked under the stampede.
Lickety split. Caitlin Clark was first signed to Nike in April of 2024, so it took
Even Nike's $1
billion system couldn't handle the massive surge. The sheer pressure made it completely buckle, leaving fans staring at blank screens and error messages. Shoppers got booted out midway through checkout. At the exact same time, the Nike app crashed alongside the website. The IT team at headquarters went into red alert. The new design features her interlocking letters C. The mark represents her legendary deep shooting range. Now, let me give you some truly mind-blowing numbers. Nike insiders revealed the site got over 10 million page views in the first 60 seconds. That is more traffic than most websites get in an entire year. Nike also processed over 500,000 orders in the first hour before everything broke. With tees at $40 for adults and $35 for kids, they cleared $20 million in 60 minutes. That was all that got through before the crash.
Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
Look at it this way. It took a whole week for LeBron James to hit these kinds of numbers when his very first Nike sneaker dropped. Even retro Jordans usually peak at around 100,000 pairs a day. But Caitlin Clark's t-shirt sales crushed her own signature shoe numbers in just one night. While regular fans fought error screens, resellers using bots and multiple accounts cleaned up within a few hours. Some reportedly snagged hundreds of shirts to flip.
That logo's okay. I would buy one of our shirts. I don't care about Indiana Fever or the WNBA that much, nor do I watch games, but it's a pretty cool logo. What do you think?
Right after the release, Clark's shirt popped up for $200, $300, even $500 on StockX, eBay, and GRA. That is a markup of nearly 1,200%. One online reseller, Sneaker King 23, reportedly made $50,000 on these t-shirts in just one night. The secondary market went absolutely wild. StockX revealed that Caitlin Clark's signature tee saw more sales in the first 24 hours than any other non-sneaker item in the platform's history. It beat out Travis Scott merch and Supreme drops. Absolutely nothing else was close. This madness was not just limited to America. Quickly went global. The same exact chaos hit when the drop launched in Europe at 6 a.m., crashing overseas servers all over again. The craze grew even bigger in Asia, where Clark has a massive fan base. The shirts were selling for over 3,000 yuan on Chinese sites, which is more than $400. Meanwhile, fans in Tokyo were so desperate to get their hands on one that they camped outside Nike stores all night.
Supporters called the new design incredibly unique and creative, saying they just loved everything about it. For them, the whole vibe of the shirt had pure, undeniable aura.
It is simple, but it says a lot. No matter the country, Australia, Canada, or Mexico, the result was identical. Everything sold out instantly. Nike's global logistics team was reportedly working around the clock, pulling non-stop shifts to manage the absolute flood of orders coming in.
This is interesting because when I looked at it, it had an international presence, the CC. And you look at it, are we talking about Coach? Are we talking about Louis Vuitton? Are we talking about Gucci? The CC is a global international brand that will don on top products all through.
This was something Nike never saw coming. They thought they were ready. Sources say they made 2 million shirts for the initial drop, more than any Jordan launch, but it was not even close to enough. Every single one vanished in less than 3 hours. Factory workers in Indonesia and Vietnam were immediately called in for emergency shifts to handle the overtime production. Reports show Nike immediately ordered another 5 million units to be rushed into production. FedEx and UPS trucks were packed to the brim with nothing but Clark gear. Shipping lines were offered triple their usual rates to prioritize her shirts, leaving the supply chain completely chaotic. At 3 o'clock in the morning, Nike executives were holding emergency meetings, and the CEO was personally woken up for updates. This was way more than a product launch. Nobody saw this phenomenon coming. While social media managers worked around the clock to calm down angry fans who missed out, the marketing team rushed to capitalize on the massive hype. Customer service wait times hit 5 hours. But here is the twist. The next day, pre-market trading saw Nike stock jump 8%. Investors called the whole frenzy absolute gold. Wall Street analysts upgraded Nike's outlook all because of a single t-shirt. Meanwhile, Twitter or X, whatever you call it, blew up. Hashtag Caitlin Clark Nike became the top trending topic globally, not just in sports, but worldwide.
Get the opportunity to say that they have a logo and to make the impact that she makes, not just, I think, in the sport, but globally, just by being who she is. She's a connector. She brings people together. And, I think for us to be a part of that, and whether it's, as simple as being able to celebrate all of these things with her, or, as much as walking out into the arena and seeing the whiteout on the chairs out there, it's really cool. And it's really special and shoot, I'm talking about it right now, and just feeling the intense gratitude for me personally being in women's basketball.
To clips of desperate fans trying to grab a shirt racked up hundreds of millions of views on TikTok. More than 50 million people watched one video of a girl sobbing because she missed out on a shirt. Influencers were asking for $1,000 per shirt in exchange for promotional content. Instagram flooded with pictures from the lucky few who got one, while major celebrities posted about their absolute failure to secure a shirt. Word is that Drake sent his team to buy 100 jerseys from street vendors. Nike was riding high while rival brands panicked. Rumors spread that Adidas executives called emergency meetings, desperately trying to figure out how they let this massive wave slip by. On launch day, Under Armour stock dropped 3%. Reebok, despite signing Angel Ree, watched in shock as Clark's tee drew more buzz than their entire shoe lines. Over at Puma, bosses demanded to know why Breanna Stewart's gear was not catching fire the same way. That same question echoed across the sports world. How did Nike turn a basic tee into a cultural earthquake? The answer was simple: Caitlin Clark. The celebrity reaction proved it. LeBron James posted a photo in the shirt writing, "Respect, greatness." And that single post racked up 5 million likes in just 1 hour.
I'll go, man. Signature unveil, man. Shout out to CC.
I like that one.
You rolling with it?
I'm rolling, bro.
All right, man. Her shoe is
When Taylor Swift wore Caitlin Clark's signature tee under her jacket at a Chiefs game, the internet nearly crashed right then and there. As Swifties and Clark fans joined forces, searches for the shirts spiked by nearly 2,000% in just one night. Reports even claim Michael Jordan picked up the phone himself to congratulate top Nike executives. You have built something special when Michael Jackson tips his cap to your merch sales. Then came October 1st and the real madness started. September felt like a mere warm-up act once the full Clark collection finally dropped. To keep things fair, Nike rolled out a lottery system, banned bot IP addresses, and restricted purchases to just one per customer. It was straight-up cyber warfare. Now, let's talk numbers. Analysts estimate the Clark line cleared over $500 million in its very first month. Just tees and hoodies brought in nearly $500 million before resale. For context, the entire WNBA made about $200 million in 2024. Clark's merchandise more than doubled that whole league revenue. In fact, Nike executives directly credited her line for a 15% spike in quarterly earnings. For a $150 billion company, one athlete and one product line made a massive impact. But this goes beyond money. It is a cultural shift. women's sports apparel outsold men's for the first time in history. Limited edition Jordans took a backseat to a simple logo tee. Before Clark, that was completely unthinkable. Top fashion outlets like Vogue, GQ, and Hypebeast covered the drop like high-end luxury fashion. Suddenly, wearing the Clark logo was the ultimate status symbol. High schools reportedly saw literal fights break out over the shirts while college campuses developed underground markets. Kids were trading tees for cars, concert tickets, and PlayStations. This was a full-blown movement. Nike broke sales records globally. It became their fastest-selling product ever in China and completely outsold World Cup soccer jerseys in Europe. In Canada, demand was so massive, the Prime Minister's office allegedly called Nike for restocks. Meanwhile, the launch made national news in Australia when the website crashed. Japan had to set up a lottery system just to give buyers a fair shot. In South Korea, police were called to manage chaotic crowds outside Nike stores. It was global madness. And with that much hype, counterfeits moved in immediately. Fake Clark shirts hit the streets in under a week, popping up on online marketplaces, street corners, and even highly convincing copycat websites. Nike fired back by launching an authentication system with QR-coded tags and hired extra security teams globally to hunt down the fakes. Even the FBI's counterfeit division had to step in. Customs officers began seizing massive shipments of knockoff Clark gear arriving at the borders. Experts estimated there were 3 fake shirts circulating for every single real one sold. The illicit market for Clark gear had suddenly become a billion-dollar problem. Other players in the league watched in total disbelief. A single basic tee outsold Asia Wilson's entire collection of Nike signature shoes. Compared to Clark's explosive numbers, Sabrina Ionescu's gear looked like it was standing completely still. And here's the wild part. Even Clark's on-court rivals bought in. Opposing athletes posted photos of themselves proudly wearing her logo. They wanted to represent a cultural movement. Insiders say Clark was stunned by the frenzy, posting a simple thank you online that pulled 10 million likes while fans wore her logo everywhere. If a basic tee caused this much chaos, imagine what will happen when her signature sneaker drops in 2026. Insiders say Nike is already bracing for an unprecedented release. Analysts believe the Clark shoe could make $1 million in its first year, making it the biggest signature shoe launch in history. Took Jordan years to hit numbers like that. Nike is preparing like never before, boosting server capacity, hiring extra store security, and teaming up with police to manage the massive crowds. This is no longer a simple product launch. It is a global event. Caitlin Clark did not just break records. She completely destroyed them. A basic logo tee is now the most sought-after sports gear on earth. Nike is probably making back that $28 million deal every week. Clark proved that women's sports gear can outsell the men's, not just compete with it. History will remember this as the day Caitlin Clark completely broke the internet, sports merchandising, and Nike itself. The wildest part is that this is only the beginning. Did you manage to grab a Clark logo shirt, or are you still searching? One thing is absolutely clear. Caitlin Clark continues to drive massive excitement everywhere she goes, and her latest Nike drop has become the biggest talking point in the entire sports world. While sales figures and online rumors continue to flood social media, some details are still unverified, and the true scale of her impact will only show over time. One thing is certain, fan passion is exploding. Women's basketball is taking over the global stage right now. Old school fan or brand new to the WNBA, moments like this prove how fast the game is shifting and why the world is watching. If Nike keeps building this collection and demand stays this high, we are looking at one of the biggest merch stories in years. Now over to you.